Imagine living in a futuristic city where every facility that you could possibly need is basically at arm's length. Schools, hospitals, and markets are just 2 minutes away. Artificial intelligence is woven into every fiber of the city. There are no roads here. Instead, there will be a mass transportation system that can transport over 9 million residents from one end of the city to the other. We will have flying cars zooming over us and robot maids that help us out and wipe our butts. The cherry on the cake is that the entire city is carbon emission free. Now, doesn't all this sound like it's straight out of a utopian sci-fi show on Netflix? Well, no. This is a fully fledged project whose foundations have been set up in the vast and sprawling deserts of Saudi Arabia. But how exactly is this city designed? Is achieving sustainable living possible? Or are there dark sides to this seemingly perfect plan? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you love learning about the latest advancements in technology, make sure to give us a like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell icon and be notified every time that we post new content. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Saudi Arabia is home to some of the world's most interesting architecture, but this new project might just top them all. Back in 2021, the government proudly unveiled its plans for a one-of-a-kind smart city called NEOM. It includes an innovative megastructure called the Line. And when we say megastructure, we mean mega structure. The thing is it's huge. The Line is designed to be a city that has two parallel 656-foot wide skyscrapers. Each is 106 miles long and 1,640 feet high. These people have taken the meaning of the word skyscraper to a new level. Now, what do you think it's made of? If you thought it was just concrete and steel, you forgot that the Line was anything but a normal structure. No, the exterior of this futuristic city is made out of mirrored glass. How fancy. The announcement for the futuristic city was made as a part of Saudi Arabia's countrywide improvement plan dubbed Vision 2030. The Line is just one part of the $500 billion NEOM project. There are also plans to build a huge network of airports, as well as the world's largest green energy plant. So, what do you think of the name of this city? NEOM is, if you ask me, an odd name. Well, the name actually has an implicit meaning though. The city combines the Greek word neos, which means new, and the Arabic word mustaqbal, which means the future, and which they also only really took the first letter of to combine into the new name. But anyways, this area is intended to be so self-sufficient that it's marketed as a country within a country. The residents of the city will be called Neomians rather than Saudis. Since the width of the entire city is small, it relies mainly on its height to accommodate all of its residents. Now, what sets the Line apart from other cities is that urbanization here happens vertically instead of horizontally. This means that offices, homes, schools, and all other facilities will be layered vertically. This new and innovative planning makes it possible for 9 million people to live in this city. In a normal case, it would take about 1,600 square kilometers for a small population to live in, but the new approach can do it in just 34 square kilometers. That is so impressive, but you do have to note that the linear city concept, it ain't exactly new. It was first introduced in 1882 by a Spanish urban planner, Arturo Soria y Mata. In the 1960s, American architects Michael Graves and Peter Eisman designed a 35-kilometer linear city between Boston and Washington, but none of them are as futuristic as this bad boy. The plans for this city were designed by the American company Morphosis. So according to the design, when complete, the Line will span across the hot desert to become a literal oasis. Now, just like an oasis, the architects have designed the structure to be aesthetically pleasing too. The entire building is going to have two distinct sides, and the vacant space in between will be filled with water features and plants. As we mentioned earlier, the city is 100% eco-friendly, so instead of using fossil fuels to run cars, there's going to be a high-speed rail that will connect different parts of the city in less than 20 minutes. Green and clean fuels will be used to power the various activities within the area. The project will also be constructed using sustainable building materials and methods. Since the whole thing is erected in the middle of a desert, you can imagine how high the temperature's gonna be. It'll be a matter of minutes before you get fried up. So, to prevent this little unfortunate thing, I would assume you don't want to be fried up, an all year-round climate control system is going to be installed to maintain an adequate temperature. Now, a crazy fact about this project is that an artificial moon is also going to be set up for the residents to look at, since the whole structure is more or less closed up. But that doesn't mean that the dwellers are going to have to live in the dark like vampires. The mirror walls allow sunlight into the city, and it gives it a fresh feel. The walls will also add a unique touch to the building. And there will also be enough spaces to sit back and relax, like parks, plazas, and walkways. Everyone in the city also has a direct view of nature from all heights of the line. And one of the most important points is that the line provides equal opportunity for residents from all walks of life. So people will be happier and more satisfied. The line is designed based on zero-gravity urbanism. This is an expression as to that the city is built by reducing its dependence on the natural ground, by creating many vertically organized ground planes at the desired height. The line also aims at combining hyperproximity and hypermixed use to make urban life just better. Ooh, that sounds too technical, but it really actually isn't. Hyperproximity means bringing more people closer together in a hyperproximity to one another so that there is social interaction and an exchange of cultures. Since the city is built in such a way that people are no longer limited by horizontal movement and can just fly, or just travel upwards or downward to meet new people, the human civilization will be unified. Hypermixed use is the idea that we can find everything everywhere in the city. There are no zones or classifications in the line. All human activities like living, working, education, and entertainment happen all over the city. This will allow for a synergy between different aspects of life and improve the different lives of people. However, building such a vast project ain't a walk in the park. It goes without saying. A lot of money and effort would need to be put in. The initial artwork began back in 2021 of October. There is no clarity about when the construction of the megastructure will be over, but we do know that residents might be able to move in by the year 2030. The plan is to draw 100 million annual visitors to the country. Most tourists just visit travel hotspots like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but the government believes that giving a lot of publicity to the idea of a smart city is gonna be helpful in changing that. The government has high hopes for the future of this project. The Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman let the world know about his high ambitions and said Neom will be a place for all people from all the way across the globe to make their mark on the world in creative and innovative ways. Neom remains one of the most important projects of Saudi Vision 2030, and our commitment to delivering the line on behalf of the nation remains resolute. Although the line is futuristic and the concept looks quite good on paper, there's still a question of whether it's going to be fully practical. Is the city going to be utopian or dystopian? Is there two sides to the coin here, right? There are several criticisms about the project too. So many people believe that Saudi Arabia's attempt to transition from an economy that is driven entirely by money from oil to one powered by tourism overlooks the country's competitive advantages in higher education and research. So there is a chance that this project might not be good for the nation. Also, being 100% carbon free is not exactly feasible. Nearly 1.8 million tons of carbon emission will happen when the project is constructed. And this is a lot more than what most European countries produce annually. So, some researchers say that it's not possible to make carbon zero for a huge structure by using concrete, steel, and glass. Now, there's also a problem regarding biodiversity. It is not good for animals to have huge parallel mirrors in the middle of the desert, even though, birds can fly in and out. This could disrupt the balance of the existing ecosystem. Another major concern is that despite Neom's official website publicizing the city under the banner of "Live where people come first," that's not being practiced. For the construction of this megacity, nearly 20,000 people belonging to a local Saudi tribe, the Huaytat, are needed. Is that how the government puts its people first? It's true that the concept of this futuristic city is revolutionary. It's innovative. Wouldn't it be great to travel in flying cars and live sustainably? But is it possible to have a city that portrays tolerance, sustainability, and technology? Or is that just a fairy tale? Well, I guess only time will tell. So if you liked the video, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for similar content. Don't forget to turn on the notifications, and yeah, we'll be back soon with a new video. But until then, goodbye, ka-chow, adios, bazinga, farewell, toodles.